EveryLift Spark City LRT. But before I start the video, I'm going to write some trains. This one is the pre-revamped version of the Spark City one. I didn't like this game, I just took someone else's game model and I did some changes. This train replaced that train. This is the older version of Spark City, which dates to around 2019. Like, it looks exactly like 2017. This station was the version where it didn't have any renovation, meaning that accessing this particular station is quite hard nowadays. The reason why am I doing an EveryLift in this version of this place is because of one thing. I want to revive. This is the model on the lift. It doesn't really want to work. Oh wait, it works. The thing about this lift on the outside it has this. Inside has this. Never knew it still worked in 2021. And this one is the office lift. This one goes up to 12 floors. Due to the fact that it uses body velocity, it may sometimes get stuck. The glass is really hard to see past. In this Spark City Revamp, this one was replaced into a Diamond Lift Cobalt 2.0. However, it got replaced with an older electronic 311. We're going to go back to floor 3. This is an ENTEC LF8. As you can see, the lift got stuck, meaning that ENTEC is not really reliable, but it still works. However, Technic Gen 5 doesn't work unless if you try to make modifications to it. The thing about ENTEC is that when it starts up, it starts with the door closed, but when you push a call button, the doors will permanently stay in this position. The thing about this particular lift it's stuck. Doesn't want to move. In the Spark City Revamp, this one is an actual accessible building, while in the original Spark City Revamp, only the bottommost floors are accessible. In the Spark City Revamp version, you can access this part of the building. In the original version, you cannot access it. This is one of the another lifts. It only goes up to 4 floors. I remember when I was watching Roblox lift videos in 2015, I saw this particular lift, and someone managed to make it go to the sky. without even stopping. This one used to be a building without a lift, then I installed it. Now this building became a Mitsubishi HQ. It's the only surviving building of the ENTEC, I guess. This one is special because it's literally this. This is also used to be a ENTEC testing place. As I test my skills and install ENTEC, this one uses custom fonts for the floors. We'll demonstrate it by sending it to the 9th floor. The indicators are scripted, and the lift likes to get stuck for some odd reason. This one uses custom fonts, and to prove it that it's actually a working indicator, you can see it actually changes numbers. Like literally, it's not fake. Also, it uses the custom fonts engine because Surface UI indicators are only working for those type of lifts. Here's another one of those lifts. This one has a lift that got replaced to a Orona. It doesn't like being installed. Plus, you cannot really access it. It's just a 5-floor ENTEC. Nothing special. Then moving on to this building. You might notice this one used to be this LRT used to only have 3 stops, now there's many. This one used to not have a lift until I installed the lift. This building, the white one, used to not have a lift until I turned it into an actual building and added a tachograph. 300. This is nighttime Spark City. In the original Spark City, like the pre-revamp version that I modified by me, it has this bright light. There used to be 4 lifts in the original version, it is of course not made by me. Then I modified it and added more lifts. This one is special because it's, of course, a parking garage lift. It goes up to floor 2, if named. The tallest ENTEC I've seen was the 15th floor one, made by Avantar HQ, because Avantar is made by the same person who made Spark City, the original version, and ENTEC, the original version of course. Even those cars are made by the same person that made Spark City. Those cars used to work properly in 2015. Now they are fucked in 2021. Like they are not made for driving for today purposes. I did this on purpose so I could make space for this new car. Plus, since people now started to play the revamp version, and no one plays this pre-revamp. Here's another one of those ENTECs. They are one of the first lifts in Roblox that actually welds you. The strangest part about this lift, it's legit fucking glass. When the shaft walls aren't glass. This is pretty much useless, considering the fact Floor 2 is actually the entrance, but ENTEC doesn't have custom floor labeling, meaning that Floor 2 is the ground floor. Floor 1 is the access to parking. The strangest part is that how it works. This is the entrance. And in ENTEC logic, it shows the floor labeling. And this is the lift we wrote before. We go up with this lift, we enter from the street level, we go down with this lift, we drive the car there, then we use this lift. Now you can select your car. As Zoe, the car broker, PNC is the only car that works. The thing is that the cockpit, the driving area, does not animate. Like, it's the only working shit in this place. Most car engines on Roblox got screwed up because of recent updates. The old Roblox camera replaced the Roblox camera when in first person. The old Roblox camera engine would put the camera above the car, like this. But now, because of the Roblox update to the camera, it's now like this. This one is in the original Spark City. This building is actually a decoration, but in the Spark City Revamp, this building was added. In the older version of Spark City, there's no Würzburg station. However, it got added. Those are the PNC ones. This one is an ENTEC modified to have voice.
Doors opening.
And I added this.
Closing.
And I added the motor sound.
Doors opening.
I was quite shitty
Doors
coding.
closing.
2019. At least I managed to make motor sound play. Typically in ENTEC, when you move, the lift moves. I mean, it's an old shit. What do you expect? Because of course it got stuck. Do you know why I made the thing called EveryLift ENTEC 8? It's actually a retrofit project designed to make it actually multi-floored. But wait, that's not all of the lifts here. There's this thing. In the original Spark City, there used to be an actual road that goes there. However, in Spark City Revamp and this Spark City, this road has been blocked off, and this one was made into an all-direction road. Yes, literally an all-direction road. Because there was no space to install this lift. And this building was made without a lift. So I answered, why not I install the lift by myself? Those ones are 5 floors and it's all glass. However, it got replaced with EveryLift's EveryLift, which is similar to this one, but it's on Cobalt Plus instead of ENTEC Controller. If I'm bored, I might create a lift engine. I might create a EveryLift's model that uses ENTEC as its controller. And the final lift we're going to show you. And trust me, it's the final. And because there was no admin commands that worked in this game, that means I was forced to use any public transportation means necessary. This car is legit fucking fast. Do you know what's similar between Spark City Pre-Revamp and Spark City Revamp. This one only one direction, meaning that you're forced. I don't care about traffic regulations. And this is the final lift. It's this shit. It's a high-rise thing. And the reason why I made it with this excuse, I was bored. And I think I messed it up a little bit. This one is extremely fast. Oops. This building was scrapped because of how time consuming this building is. If this building comes back, then it will use a diamond lift. It might use a Cenas for this one, because Cena or Techcraft again, because Techcrafts suddenly are very good at making high-speed lifts. So yeah, this is the EveryLift in this place. So yeah, bye bitches, I guess. The thing I like about OBS Studio is that I won't have to worry about the black lines when recording in Win plus G. So yeah, bye bitches for real.